Rebecca Auborn, 33 years of age, from Ohio, is accused of killing 4 men with lethal doses of fentanyl, has pled not guilty to murder. She has been and will continue to be held without bond. So that's a good thing, Ohio. Well done. Prosecutors are arguing that she's a serial killer and they believe that there could be more victims. She's been charged with killing 4 men and nearly killing a 5th man after she met up with each of them for sex, but with the reality being she wanted to kill them so that she could rob them from whatever money and possessions they happen to have. These alleged murders occurred between December 2022 and June of this year. At this point, the names of the victims have not been made public. We're told that one victim survived an attack on December the 13th. It's believed that Rebecca Auborn had attempted to cause an overdose of fentanyl, but thankfully he survived. Tragically, 4 other victims did indeed die from overdoses on January the 15th, April the 1st, April the 13th, and June 16th, 2023. We're not provided with a great deal of information, but it does seem that Rebecca Auborn presented herself as an escort or a prostitute. She was meeting the men for the purposes of sex, paid sex, and during the encounters she supplied the men with drugs. It seems that at least one of the men was an active drug user. She allegedly put fentanyl in his crack pipe. My understanding is that fentanyl can increase, enhance, exacerbate the effects of other drugs. So by putting fentanyl unexpectedly into someone's crack pipe can lead them to overdose. I'm not going to pretend that I understand the full physiological processes, but you know, it's going to do extreme things to the body. She allegedly did this on purpose and allegedly knew that this one victim was in the process of overdosing. So what did she do? She left the hotel room. She took his debit card, she took his car, and she was out of there. So it's believed that she's done this now multiple times. Again, she has a litany of charges made against her, which include 4 counts of murder, 4 counts of involuntary manslaughter, 5 counts of aggravated robbery, 5 counts of felonious assault, 5 counts of corrupting another with drugs, 1 count of tampering with evidence, 4 counts of trafficking in drugs. I see that there's no sex work charges laid against her. Perhaps sex work is legal in Ohio, I don't know. But as far as I understand, again, she was acting as a prostitute or an escort. She was selling herself for the purposes of sex. She was meeting with her victims, feeding them drugs unbeknownst to themselves, allegedly with the intent of causing them to overdose, and seemingly that did in fact work at least 4 times. It's believed there may be other victims out there. Again, we're told that she's pled not guilty. As far as I understand, and I'm kind of guessing at this point, there seems to be some kind of initial hearing. It's not the full-blown trial at this point. That's my take on it. I could be wrong, but it does seem to me that the Ohio authorities, the investigators, the police are very confident that they have a serial killer on their hands, and thankfully that serial killer is in custody and won't be released until the trial is complete. Again, she's pled not guilty, so perhaps the prosecution have a tall order. They've got to build a very, very strong case. Hopefully they have enough evidence to do that. Hopefully justice will prevail. Again, we're not told the names of the victims at this point, perhaps because it's believed that they were paying for sex. Perhaps that's embarrassing to their memory, to their family, their friends. Perhaps also because some of them perhaps were active drug users. One of the victims had their own crack pipe, so seemingly a crack user. We don't know for sure if the other victims were also active drug users, but that's all the information that we have at this point. So of course, full condolences to all family and friends of all of the victims. Let's hope justice does prevail, that any other victims are identified, that this woman does face justice if indeed she is found guilty. It is good that Ohio have decided to keep her in custody without the opportunity for a bond, so that's great. I applaud that. It seems that the investigation is still very much underway. Again, I don't think this is the actual trial. I believe this is some kind of preliminary hearing. The article doesn't clarify that 100%, but she has pled not guilty. My feeling is the authorities, the investigators know what they're doing, and I think that they have found their man, or indeed found their woman. I'm going to wrap things up at this point. If you appreciate the coverage, please do like, comment, subscribe, share the video as you see fit. If you're in a position to consider joining my memberships, please do. Perhaps you're able to drop a super thanks, but if you're not able to do any of those things, that's perfectly fine. I'll thank you for your time and take care.